Hello, hello. Let me ask you this question. Have you ever been completely paralyzed when you were sitting down to start brainstorming what goals do you want to work on for the new fill in the blank, the new year, the new quarter, the new week, etc.? Now, to all of my women friends out there, this is particularly common for women. So today I'm going to be sharing with you two less stressful ways to think about and to help you decide on what goals, dreams, etc. you may want to pursue if you are someone that feels really stuck doing this. Now, before I dive into those two, let me set the stage a little bit and help you understand why this might feel stressful. Usually, what happens when I sit down to teach this process every year inside of my annual planning event that's called Planapalooza, and we get to the part where we start dreaming about what do we want out of the next year, what goals do we want to work on, etc. What I start seeing is hundreds of comments from women saying, it has been so long since I've thought about this for myself. I don't even know where to start. Right. And this is especially true if you have been in a caregiving role. What can often happen is you spend years of your life essentially in service to other humans, where the thought of prioritizing space just for you to think about what it is you want to do, we're so disconnected from that, we don't even know where to start. Now, coupled with that, the second reason why this can feel so stressful is think about the term like, what goals am I going to work on this year? Already you start to get a little anxious, right? And whether you realize it or not, you're starting to think about all the reasons why it may not happen. So it's like, well, then what if it doesn't happen? I'm a failure, right? And maybe past life has told you, hey, there's a lot of uncertainty in your life right now. Your plans are always changing. Let's not even bother. So these are just two of the reasons why, for women in particular, coming up with goals can feel daunting. So today I'm going to give you two different ways, kind of two different phrases that you can think about to start to unlock that part of your brain again. Now, I cannot take credit for these two, and I'll be giving a shout out here to the different people that have introduced this to me. But if you are new here, welcome. My name is Megan Sumrell. I am a former corporate IT executive turned entrepreneur, and I have spent the last 5 years solely dedicated to helping women master all things time management, organization, productivity, and planning so that they can live a life of work-life harmony. And guess what that includes? It includes time for you to work on the goals and dreams that you have. All right, so the first phrase that I want to introduce you to is one that was taught to me by Heather Chauvin. Now, if you are a subscriber here on the Work Life Harmony YouTube channel, you may have seen that just yesterday, Tuesday, January 14th, I released a video from my podcast interviewing Heather Chauvin, and you would have heard her bring this phrase up, and I love it. And it is simply this: wouldn't it be nice if? Now, if I were to sit down and ask you, what goals do you want to do this year? You might be like, oh, you're like, I don't know. But if I were to just having a cup of coffee with you and I just said, tell me, like, what is it you think about? Wouldn't it be nice if? What would you come up with, right? And I would love for you to share some here in the comments. When I say, wouldn't it be nice if, what do you start to think about? There's a subtlety in that phrasing that just frees up my brain from having to figure out the how. Because I'm not saying I'm going to. I'm just throwing out a like, wouldn't it be nice if, right? I live in the South. Wouldn't it be nice if we could actually have a white Christmas one year, right? Things just start coming out of the backs wherever in your brain that you're resistant to bring up when you start talking about goal setting, right? Wouldn't it be nice if, and I say this one a lot, I never had to do another load of laundry again, right? So take some space and really start thinking through and get a piece of paper or, a Google Doc, whatever, and just start jotting down what comes to mind when you say, wouldn't it be nice if? And have this like a living, breathing document, right? Constantly be adding to it. Because then when the time comes and you have space in your life, or perhaps you're joining me again in October for Planapalooza and we're mapping out your upcoming year, you'll have a list of things to look at that actually might inspire you to say, you know what, this is the year. For years of my life, I would listen to the beautiful piece of music of the Bach Suite Cello #1. I am obsessed with that piece of music. And in the back of my head, I was thinking, wouldn't it be nice if I could play that? Well, guess what? 2 years ago, I started taking cello lessons. Never played the cello in my life. This year, what piece am I actually working on now? I'm working on that piece of music. So, what's going to happen when you build your wouldn't it be nice if list and you review it regularly? Your subconscious, what the area of your brain that's called the reticular activating system, your RAS, RAS, will start going to work for you. Meaning, it's going to start looking for ways to maybe have some of these wouldn't it be nice if. Even when I just said to you all, wouldn't it be nice if I could actually have a white Christmas? Instantly, my brain is starting to go, I wonder if one year my family and I decide to travel and actually not be in our home on Christmas and go somewhere where we're guaranteed a white Christmas. Right? It's going to open up the possibilities because you're not saying, I'm coming up with a list of goals. So that's phrase #1. Wouldn't it be nice if? I love it so much. I'm going to show you all here. I actually wrote it on a little Post-it note and have it in the section of my planner where I see it all day long. And I'm constantly coming up with those. Now, some are going to be crazy, far-fetched. Who cares? But other things are going to land on there that you start to go, bet I could make that happen. Now, the second one, and this was actually introduced to me from a student that booked a full day VIP day session with me, where you spend all day one-on-one with me building out your personal planning and systems machine. And if you are interested in learning more about it, please reach out to Megan at meganstumwell.com or comment here. I can share information with that for you. And she was sharing with me that her and her stepdaughter together wanted to come up with some goals for the upcoming year. And they were both feeling really stuck because it felt too permanent. They felt like they were making a commitment, even though they were just brainstorming. And so what they have done, and I love this idea, is they have a little jar or bowl or whatever, and they can add to it whenever they want with little pieces of paper. And it's just labeled things we've never done before. Or you could call it things I haven't done yet. You can label it either way. Now, if you say yet, if to you that stresses you out by thinking, oh, if I put something in here, I'm committing to doing it, then just label it things I've never done before. Anything and everything can go in there because you're just going, yep, all I'm writing down is I've never done this before. You're not committing to doing it. But then when the time comes where maybe you're wanting to plan a new adventure or start something new or do some goal setting, you've got a bunch of stuff to look through and say, does any of this feel good right now? Like one of the things that sits on my things I've never done before is go skydiving. I really want to do that. 2 years from now, I might change my mind. But notice I'm not setting a goal to go skydiving. I'm acknowledging this is something I've never done before, right? So I could throw it in my things I've never done before. I'm not making a commitment to do it. So by simply changing your phrasing, instead of saying, here's a list of the goals I'm going to work on or dreams I have, you're just saying, wouldn't it be nice if, or things I've never done before. And the reason why I like both of them is when you say things I've never done before, it's going to trigger different ideas, right? Like I would not have come up with, I've never traveled for Christmas on the things I've never done before, but that's kind of the same because I haven't, but it really came up when I thought about, wouldn't it be nice if? So these two are kind of challenging you to think in two different ways. And I'd love to know, which one are you more excited to start thinking about right now? Are you excited and interested when you hear, wouldn't it be nice if? Or do you kind of get the juices flowing when you think about things I've never done before? So if you are someone that is feeling a little stuck when it comes to setting goals, etc., for the new year, I strongly encourage you to embrace preferably both, but if not, pick at least one. And Cynthia's sharing she's excited about the things I've never done before. And again, because you're just acknowledging these are things I've never done before. You're not saying you're going to, but this is going to allow you to constantly be adding to it and then making decisions over the course of this year, next year, next 5, 10 years of ways in which you may want to now create plans or set goals. So I trust you found this helpful. Make sure you go ahead and click subscribe here on the channel, because at the time I'm recording, this video, the time I'm doing this live, we are less than 2 weeks out from my signature One Notebook Challenge, and I'm going to be doing it right here on YouTube. All right, we kick off on Monday, January 27th. I will be going live right here on this channel every day for 30 minutes the week of January 27th at noon Eastern. Now, here's the best part. Because this is YouTube, when I'm done going live, the video will be available for you on replay. So even if you miss it live, you'll be able to come back and catch the replay. Now, if you are interested in doing this, I'm going to drop a link right here in the chat for those of you that are on live. Sorry, I'm not great at typing and talking at the same time. And then I've also got it in the description. I would encourage you to just go ahead and register for it right there at that website. It's megansummerall.com/one notebook, because we will send you reminders, and we'll also send you the link so you can proactively subscribe to the exact URL that I'll be streaming on live every day. Now, this One Notebook system is where I'm going to be teaching, or the One Notebook Challenge, I'm going to be teaching exactly how I personally stay organized. And I've now taught over 15,000 women this system with one and only one notebook. I don't have Post-it notes. I don't use apps. I don't have a journal in my car. Everything that normally would be written down somewhere goes in here. And I'm teaching you the One Notebook system and how to process it, because that's where the magic lies. I'm also going to be doing a full demo of a Rocketbook notebook, and I'm going to be sharing something I never do for free live like this. On Friday of that week, January 31st, I will be teaching you my proprietary 5-step weekly planning process and how the One Notebook system feeds right into it. This is the only time I'm teaching it all year, and it's the only way you can get all this content for free. So again, make sure you've gone ahead and subscribed to the channel here so you can get reminders for it, and then go ahead and sign up. And I'm going to see you guys on Monday, January 27th, when we kick things off. All right, happy dreaming about wouldn't it be nice if, and things I've never done before.